Brayshaw with courage.
Keeps it low to Brayshaw. Great grab.
Brayshaw,
he's taken him on.
Has a little look, dismisses Seymour, and straight through the middle, the brashness and the confidence of youth.
Gus, thank you for sitting down and reflecting on what's been an amazing career. I can imagine it's been a pretty crazy couple of days. Firstly, how are you?
Yeah, it's just been tough. It's been up and down. There's a lot of emotions, but yeah, it's been weird. I sort of known for a few days and haven't been able to tell anyone, just to get everything sort of sorted out behind the scenes, and feels like a weight off my shoulders being able to tell everyone. But you know, I've got Danielle, my fiance's been great. My mum and dad have been around and have been a huge support. And once I told all my teammates and all the staff, you know, I've got such a good support network around me, and feels good to, you know, it's like a weight off my shoulders. I don't have to hide it from anyone anymore. So, a bit of a relief.
A lot of emotion in the room, as you told everyone. Yeah. How much does this club mean to you?
Yeah, it's been, it's hard to put into words. I have had, you know, as I said, a few days to think about, you know, what I would say to the club and the teammates and stuff, but yeah, I don't think even my best thought out words capture it all. I think when I got drafted, we were, you know, Track and I were picks 2 and 3. We were down the bottom of the ladder, and I think, you know, obviously we're now premiership players, but I think building a club that people are proud to belong to, and that's something that, you know, the joy the supporters get out of us playing well, and you know, winning football's great, but it's so much bigger than, you know, just wins and losses. The impact I've felt that I've had on people was something that so special to me, and yeah, I feel you know, I'm a one club player obviously now, and a Melbourne person for life, and no, so many emotions, but yeah, I just love this place and love everyone in it, and yeah, it's going to be sad not to be able to come back here every day.
You touched a little bit on the supporters there. How much has the Demon faithful been part of your journey?
Yeah, I remember being embraced straight away, and you know, playing early games and having you know, badges, kids like signing badges and just doing stuff that I'd done as a kid was really surreal, and I've only ever felt loved and you know, appreciated by the fans. And yeah, you know, it's one of the proudest things of my career, being able to bring a premiership, and you know, for my teammates and my family, but the impact I've seen that it has on, you know, a membership base that's been, you know, through a fair bit. Yeah, I'm a real sense of pride being able to have such a positive impact on so many people. So yeah, you know, I love hearing the stories. I had people come up to me and say what they were doing in the grand final, and how they celebrated, and how much joy it's given them, and that's something that I think is really special to me. So yeah, very grateful.
You touched a little bit on some of your amazing memories. I think back to your debut in the MCG and 100th game, I think alongside Jonesy in his 300th premiership, 150th game last year. How do you reflect on all that you have been able to achieve?
Yeah, it's been it's a very interesting few days with reflecting it. I swing between really upset and sad, but as time sort of passed, I more and more I keep coming back to how grateful and how lucky I am, and although it might not be easy to see, or you know, they might not feel that way at different stages over the last few days, as I reflect, I've got so many amazing memories, and yeah, I remember all the milestones and all the, you know, games and all that stuff's great, but I spoke to my teammates. I think it says much about the people who I shared all that stuff with. You know, I feel such a strong sense of belonging being at this club, spending time with my teammates and the coaches and the staff, that to be able to share all that stuff with them, that's what, and the fans as well I've spoken about, that's the stuff that I'll remember the most, is how, you know, me, but the people around me as well, how we all sort of went on that journey together, and yeah, you know, I'm so fortunate. I said to the boys that I got 3 brothers, and I remember growing up pretending to be an AFL player in our backyard, kicking a footy on the MCG, and so I got to live my dream out. You know, I'm a premiership player, I played 100 games, life member of the club, and you know, no one can take that away from me. So yeah, it's emotional, but you know, I'm so lucky and I'm grateful now that I sit here at the end of it all.
And along that journey of being your family, as you mentioned, and your partner Danielle, can you just give us some insights into how much of a support they've been for you?
Yeah, I think you know, the journey doesn't start if it's not for mum and dad. They were there. You know, I thought that I said 3 brothers, we all played footy, so amount of work just to organise us and feed us and do all that stuff, and they've been incredibly supportive. And my brothers, as you know, as I said, we all most of us dreamt of it. Andrew is still playing, Hamish played a game, and you know, I think it was the perfect environment for me to grow up and pursue my dreams, what I was really passionate about, and the support they've given me over this last week's been incredible. I've really lent on them, and Danielle as well. She's been incredible, but you know, I'm not sitting here having this conversation with you guys if it's not for, you know, the support and the help over the journey. And yes, that's from my family. But Danielle, you know, she's been incredible for the last 5 or so years. Yeah, I'm a better player, a better person because of her, and you know, it's easy to get caught up. It's easy to sit here right now and get caught up in football, but you know, we've got the rest of our lives together, hopefully. So unless she, you know, leaves me now, I'm not playing AFL, but maybe cut that bit out. But yeah, I'm so lucky to have those people, and yeah, you know, I'm very, very grateful.
Concussion is an extremely important issue in our game. Do you hope from this that some better outcomes come from a player safety point of view?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things that I immediately felt really grateful for was, after even the Collingwood game, how I'm so lucky to have had the access to that medical, you know, group of experts and the scans and the tests and stuff. And a lot of people don't get that for one or another reason. But I think, you know, obviously it's a pretty important issue in the past players cohort, which I'm now a part of. There've been no shortage of stories about people struggling with, you know, the long-term impacts of not taking care of your head, and you know, it's been taken out of my hands. I've been medically retired, but I respect the medical professional's decision to put my health first. I think it's been really, really hard to accept, but you know, I do think that the long-term health is so much more important than football. When, you know, footy's just a game. If I played for another 5 years, that'd have been great, but you know, I want to live 60 more years and, you know, have a family and do all these other things that I'm interested in doing, that, you know, if I didn't take care of myself, I wouldn't be able to. So yeah, it's incredible. You know, the 2016-17 when I had the first set of concussions to now, like, there's been such a shift in the dialogue and the landscape around concussion. So I think, you know, people are starting to clue on that this is something that's really important, and I think, you know, it's a shame that I've had to be a casualty of it, but there's been some rule changes and I think some positive steps towards looking after the players and taking care of the brains, because you know, clearly it's you know, important. Health's more important than anything. So hopefully from this some good stuff can come, and yeah, that would make it a little bit better, I think.
Of all the things you're going to miss, I know Gus and Gorney will be up there. Is there any favourite memories that you can reflect on in this moment?
From Gus and Gorney, it's a bit of a double-edged sword, this one, but we had, in the hub when we started, we did this thing about, I don't know why, but ranking our favourite flavour of shapes, and I don't know, got a little bit of, that was probably, we got a little bit of momentum from it, and that really took off. And then at the same time, another less memorable part of my career was my obsession with onions for a little bit, and I emailed the Shapes people at Arnott's and said, you know, you should do a Shapes collaboration and do like a Barbie onion flavoured shape. And then I think maybe a couple of months later they released a steak and onion shape, limited edition run of steak and onion shapes, and I was yeah, it was pretty funny, that whole Shapes debacle, but it started with the Gus and Gorney stuff, and we rode that wave for a while. We got a few episodes out of that. So, but yeah, you know, again, it's just interesting how the only reason that show took off is because I just enjoyed talking with teammates and mates, and I think that's one of the, you know, it's just that's what I'm going to miss. And the Gus and Gorney podcast was something I loved doing, but you know, I only loved it because I love the Melbourne Football Club. I love my teammates. I love the people we spoke to, and might have to do a send-off episode, but I don't know how good it will be. I'll probably just be crying the whole time, so we'll see. To be continued.
I was going to ask, maybe it'll be reimagined down the track.
Who knows? I've got a bit of spare time now. Currently unemployed, so looking for a podcast that might be the next step, but I doubt it.
You are incredibly valued and respected within these four walls, but also within the league. Are you really proud of how you depart the game and the legacy that you will leave?
Yeah, I think, that's a good question. The kid in me who dreamed about it didn't dream of it ending like this. You know, there's fairy tale ending, playing my 300th game or something, winning another flag or two, and sailing off into the sunset, but obviously that hasn't happened. And I think for a lot of people, if you actually think about it, you know, it rarely, very, very rarely happens like that. So, you know, yeah, I'm super proud of what I've achieved and what I've been a part of, and you know, I don't know what legacy I've left in or anything like that, but I think I can walk away from the game, which is, you know, it's important. I can walk away and you know, be proud of what we've done here at Melbourne. What 160 odd games that I played, I absolutely love doing it, and I think importantly, you know, the message of, you know, your health's more important than a game is something that you know, who knows how that goes down the track, but if that's that's the hill I have to die on, then so be it. I think that's a good message for everyone, even though it's not a decision I necessarily made. It's something I can respect, and yeah, I think the Melbourne Football Club's in a better place now as I leave it than it is when I arrived, and yeah, I think that's something that fills me with a lot of pride.
You spoke a little bit more about your teammates earlier. How much have their support been, both from a teammates but also a coach's point of view, throughout your journey?
Yeah, I think yeah, I mean, from a coach's perspective, I think it's undeniable I'm a better player than I was when I got drafted. But I think back to all the coaches and who I've had, you know, Paul Rue's my first coach and Goody's my second coach, but all the assistant coaches, they've all had, whether they know it or not, a little impact on me in one way or another, and I feel like I'm a much better person now for having worked with them all. I've been incredibly fortunate. I think we've had, for as long as I've been here, a great coaching group, and so I'm incredibly grateful for that. And from a teammate's perspective, you know, once you sit down and start reflecting, I still remember meeting Nath Jones on my first day and him driving me into work, and you know, all the people I've met along the journey, a lot of my best mates I've met through the Melbourne Football Club, and you know, I don't see them as often as when they were here, but I still love them just the same, and we still, you know, when we see each other, although it's less, that's just the reality of it, but the bonds that I've built here at this club are some of the most strong in my life, and you know, I just feel such a sense of belonging coming in every day. You know, in-house jokes, the stuff that happened in the game or over the weekend, and just the banter around the club, and the good stuff, the bad stuff, the fact that we all shared together in it is, you know, something that I think gonna have a real hard time replacing, because you know it's 5 days a week for pretty much the whole year, so it's going to be tough for sure. I think that's the thing that it's going to be the biggest change. It's going to be the biggest adjustment. It's going to be the thing that is the hardest to deal with. But yeah, I'm just so grateful for all these teammates that I've had and the friendships I've got for life. I'm better for having had this, their company and the experiences I've shared with them, and I'm again, grateful for that. It's something I keep coming back to. So, and that might not look like it.
Have you, obviously very early days, but have you had a chance to think about what's next for you?
Drink some nice wine with some people that I love, and to be honest, I don't really know. Caitlin would say it's such a shock, and even the last week, just my head's been spinning a bit. So I'm not 100% sure, but when I do think about that stuff, I do get excited, like a little bit of excitement. I know there's a lot of sadness and stuff, but I'm 28, and the whole, I got my life ahead of me, and the opportunities are something that, amongst all this sadness, give me a reason to smile and get excited about, even though I'm not exactly sure what they all look like, but I've got a lot more spare time now, so I get to start getting stuck into life, and I'm excited for what's next.
Well, Gus, on behalf of our members and supporters, thank you for the highlights and the on-field excellence and the off-field laughs and the banter and the golf chat and everything. We'll miss you.
Not as much as I'll miss you guys. Thank you.